Right, welcome to Talk from the Terraces. We are the fourth episode in, joined by Casual Sniper, Anthony Vivian and Martin Gardner. So we'll crack straight on, and I'll come to you first, Anthony, because I know you're Man City. Obviously, the Man United fans had their protest. Let's go! Let's They didn't empty Old Trafford because it was full when they played Liverpool. So, how do you feel about it? Do these fan protests work?
I think it's all a load of bollocks, mate. I think they're just spitting the dummies out. They're spitting the dummies out because you're not fucking getting what they want. You know what I mean? They're not where they want to be. You know what I mean? They have a bit of a bad run. All the green and yellow scarves come out. They start walking down fucking Old Trafford singing about how shit City was and all that, like, you know what I mean? And listen, mate, I couldn't give a fuck about them, you know. For I don't know how long, you know what I mean? We had shit off them. They had a banner up in the fucking Stretford end, 34 years without a trophy there. So, do you know what? Fucking long may it continue. Fucking, you know what I mean? Love the Glazers, hate United. Fuck them. That's all I can say on the matter.
Love the Glazers, hate United.
Don't hold back, will you?
That's a new
phrase. I'm just going to say that how it is.
Love the Glazers,
that's all I can.
United.
To be honest with you, there's no fucking love lost between United and City. And fuck them. That's all I'm saying on the matter.
Well, no. Listen, mate, you're entitled to your opinion like everybody else. I'll come to you, Gavin. You was obviously involved with some protests in Pompey. Was it successful? Did it work? Or did the club give a shit?
Yeah, it did work in the end. I mean, different ball game, though, with Pompey. We had some dodgy owners, to say the least. Arms dealers and Russian mafia. And you couldn't make it up what went on at Pompey. A couple of my mates started up SOS Pompey. And, in the end, it went a long way, along with the Pompey Trust, the fans buying the club and kept the club alive. Without the fans, Pompey would have folded. Yeah.
I'll come to you, Martin. I always thought, when I heard about the protest, empty Old Trafford, I thought this is a bit early in the season because you support your team in thick and thin, don't you?
I agree it's early, but I can't top Anthony with my hatred and his fucking answer. You know what I mean? He's come back like he's a bit pissed off because we cut off his comeback, and I can't top that fucker. But yeah, exactly. Spitting the fucking dummies out too early as well. And like you said, they're not where they want to be. They got that. We're Man United. And at the end of the day, you just Bobby average at the fucking moment. Like, all right, they have that decent win. Look what fucking Haaland's gone and just done. Like, you know, no mind Liverpool's 9-0 thrashing. You see fucking Haaland's goals, like, you know, just a different fucking quality. Give him that golden boot now. Like, I had 50 quid on him at 3-1. Like, as people going on about, you know, Gabriel Jesus and blah blah blah. Yeah, he's playing well in that lot. But Haaland, man, different gravy.
Yeah. I'll come back to you, Anthony. With Man United fans, is there some self-entitlement there?
Is there some what, sorry?
Is there some self-entitlement there? Do they think that they have a God-given right to win?
Of course you do, mate. You know, you know, fucking all United fans now. Do you know what I mean? Right through the 90s, they just expected, you know, they're expected to be there. You know, they think the club's there. If you look at Liverpool in the 80s, you know what I mean? They went through it in the 90s, you know, finishing 7th and mid-table. Yeah. It took them nearly 20 years to get back up there. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be the same for United. They're going to be a mid-table. Do you know what I mean? Top 7 club if that now. It's going to take them another fucking 10, 15 years to get back up there.
You just got to get on with it, haven't you? And support your team through thick or thin. I just think that they think that they should always be in the top four or always be winning titles.
All them green and yellow scarves that they had out before the Liverpool game, it was all tucked back in the fucking fingers when they beat Liverpool, and it was glory, glory, Man United again. You know what I mean? And then give it another week or two, when they get a few bad results, they'll all be out again. Glazers out and all that shit. Just spitting the dummies out.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, very true. Right, so I'll move on to the next subject. What a weekend to be a Bournemouth fan. Losing 9-0 against Liverpool, Gav. It's not good, is it?
Well, you get these freak results crop up, don't you? But I was sat over Porchester. We kept nipping back in the bar, and then I was out watching the game, and people were saying it's 6, it's 7. You know, it became a bit of a laugh in the end. You know, to see how many they would get. But it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I've also up in Scotland. Celtic have also beat Dundee United 9-0. So that's 2 freak results. 9-0. I suppose I come to you, Anthony. When a team wins 9-0, does that mean the gap between the top teams and the teams at the bottom or in the bottom half, is that getting bigger? Because they're little Bournemouth, aren't they?
Yeah, you know, I mean, they've been on the wrong end of the fucking few high score lines already this season. Do you know what I mean? But you know, I suppose any of them top 3 really. Once you start playing and they bang a few in, only Bournemouth, you know, can you imagine their heads are going to be down. Do you know what I mean? And when Liverpool or City, when they're in full flow like that, you know what I mean? It's frightening. Do you know what I mean? It's frightening for fucking teams at the top half of the table. Never mind teams at the bottom half. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So suppose once you bang a couple in like that, if their heads go down and they sort of fucking give up, suppose it's just opens the floodgates. It's like a free for all, innit? You know what I mean? But I don't know if it's getting bigger. I suppose it's, you know, it could be. Suppose it could be getting a little bit bigger. Do you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? It's a tough league, isn't it?
It is a tough league, and I suppose when you get these so-called yo-yo teams that get relegated, and I suppose that shows the gap between the Championship and the Premiership. That some teams are too good for the Championship, but they're not quite there for the Premier League, and I think that opens up a gap, doesn't it, Anthony?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And it's, you know, I suppose sometimes it's how teams come and set up. You know what I mean? See teams come to the Etihad and they just banged. It's 11 players behind the fucking ball. Do you know what I mean? And it's hard to break. It's hard to break that down. Even for City, it's hard to break it down. Do you know what I mean? But teams will come up. I mean, teams will come up and if, like, you know, fucking Wolves done all right. Do you know what I mean? When Wolves have come up, I thought they fucking played brilliant football. You know what I mean? I like the way they play. And they're doing all right. Leeds seem to be fucking doing all right, don't they, as well? You know what I mean? They struggled a bit last season, but they seem to be fucking getting to grips with it a bit now.
Yeah. They seem to have found their feet. Okay, I'll come to you, Martin. Obviously, it's never a good time for a fan when you lose 9-0.
When you say
we'll be having protests next week, we don't know.
When you say freak score, right, 9-0, right? Me personally, I don't think it's acceptable in the Prem to lose by that. I just fucking don't. And I was in the booze not watching it. It's like I said. I thought, now it's only a few years ago, right? Bournemouth, we were playing in Lincoln, and we played him in a playoff final to go. I think it was League Two playoff final at Wembley, and the Dunners, they haven't got a real big catchment area. But like say Yo-Yo Club, a little bit like Burnley. You know, they've gone down again, but look how they're playing still. So I reckon they'll come straight back up. They've been a yo-yo club for like 15 years. So, and I reckon Bournemouth, yeah, you're right. And it's like with Brighton, it took them ages to get up. They seem to be a little bit more sustained, a little bit bigger crowds. Yeah, maybe another 10,000. Bournemouth will be lucky. it's just to stay in the Premier. They should thank themselves every season they are in the fucking Prem. You know what I mean? But yeah, the gap's always going to get bigger, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
We've seen that over the decades. Now look at it.
Well, I don't know if you've seen this, but there's been a bit of trouble down in the National League North with Hereford and Banbury. It's kicked off. There were smoke bombs let off. I'll come to you first, Gav, because you follow Portchester. Yeah. Do you think there's more trouble in the non-league now because it's not so policed as the Premier League, as Millwall games, as the
funny enough, after yesterday's game, I won't mention the club, but there was trouble at a non-league game. We had reports of that through a mate of mine. So yeah, I think like you say, because it's not heavily policed. It's not like it was in the old days. No. You go to your Premier games and it's you got your cameras, you got this, you got that. Majority of people are season ticket holders, so they're traceable, aren't they? Non-league, you could get lads who may not go all the time, and then they fancy, a group of them go. Well, they're untraceable, aren't they? They can go and have a row, and even if they don't go for the next few games, they're not traceable as such. If you get what I mean.
No.
With your Premier clubs and your main league clubs. So yeah, I'd say it is creeping a bit back in there.
Well, I'll come to you, Anthony. I've got a theory why I think it kicks off more in non-league. It's obviously because it's less policed, but I also think that a lot of younger lads that are coming through now, instead of supporting your top clubs like Man City, Liverpool, Man United, and all that lot, they're starting to support where they're from. So they go out and have a day out with their team.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, it's probably a little bit cheaper. I think we touched on it as well. You know what I mean? Sort of getting on the old like the old standing terraces as well. Do you know what I mean? But there's a lot of fucking even I wouldn't even say maybe non-league, even some just like lower league. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I seen it 10 years ago when we just spoke about the United protest. They all started following FC United, but it was going off with them every week. They played local teams like Salford City. They played teams like there's another club round up in Greater Manchester State, the big Celtic. We seen it there. But I remember a load of us go to watch Altrincham. I think Altrincham drew Millwall in the FA Cup. So all of us went to watch Alty and that. You know what I mean? I suppose it's definitely not. It's not as well policed. Probably a little bit cheaper. Like I say, yes. You'd have to radar a little bit, aren't you? It's like it's not the same as it was now. Any Premier League club, even Championship club, true art. You know what I mean? It's on top. You're not going to get away with it. So I suppose go down to the lower league clubs and or like non-league gives that. Yeah.
I'll come to you, Martin. Do you think it's because more lads are now supporting their hometowns more than going for top teams?
A few years ago, we was in the Shakespeare, but we were non-league. Lincoln were non-league, and we had teams like Telford, Chester. They were down there. And one day we had Bournemouth at home. And it's on YouTube somewhere, and you see I say maybe 10 Lincoln lads. There's say 40 of them. Someone said I exaggerate about 50. Well, it was about 40. They all got bottles with them. And our lads came out because the landlord didn't want to play smash up. Stood the ground. You could hear my mate saying, "Put your fucking weapons down. Put your bottles down." And one of my mates got his skull fucking like opened up. Another one had his elbow bust all pinned up. Another one's nose went straight away. Stood the ground, got fucking hammered. And we found out in the end there were West Ham, Mill, about 4 different mobs. And they said that 3 of them had shit games, shit away days. That they didn't have big games because so they decided to come aboard and mud. And it fucking went off like. And it's like when we first went down there, Barnet. We'd go to Boston, Gainsborough. There's certain place you go to. It was easier, and it was going off all the time, sir. But like I say, a couple of weeks ago, we've got nothing like that round here. We've got Lincoln United. There's Grantham, Gainsborough. None of us would fucking even think of going to any of the shitty games, and we class ourselves as like quite. And people still edge the bets and come here. You know, it's only on big days like we've got Derby this season, Chef Wednesday. They're you fucking big ones, like yeah, and so on the quieter days when they're not expecting it, that's when it goes off.
Yeah.
You know, fucking blah blah. They won't bring out boom. It's like when Bournemouth come, no coppers about it. It just went on for ages. Come on top for us, like, you know, because I say the numbers like 4-5 to 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll move on. I'll come back to you, Anthony. You sent me a fantastic photo of the old guard, the Man City old guard, out yesterday, leaving do for one of their lads. Excellent photo. So you just want to tell us a bit about it, mate?
Yeah, it's one of the older lads. Obviously, these was like fucking lads that was about in the 80s. You know, proper fucking governors. He's from the daylight. One of them's moving away now, so they had like a bit of a leaving do. But yeah, it was good to see them all. You know what I mean? And they proper fucking run proper lads. You know what I mean? They've been there and they've done it. They've done it in the fucking heyday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, but respect. So yeah, I went out and seen a few of the faces and that. It's always good to see the older lads out.
I see that pic, brilliant, and I zoomed in and I went across it, and they're all old heads, aren't they?
Yeah.
Fucking, and you can see which lad's leaving because he's kind of kneeled down, and the lad's behind him with his hand on his shoulder, like.
Yeah, I think we sat in a chair like with a cake and that.
Yeah, on the left, like, yeah. Good, that is a good fit.
That unity never leaves, though, does it? With the old school lads.
Never.
No, and it's. You know, I don't know what it's like at Red House, but I know at City, like, obviously, you know, there's always a different, you know, it's like a fucking revolving door, and there's always new lads, and it's like younger lads and what have you. But we've always had a good relationship, sort of like when new lads will come in. So, I mean, they're probably fucking, you know, 3 generations older than me. But I've always, you know what I mean, we've always gone out and have a good crack. And like, we're saying, like, oh, yeah, the older firm, and they're like, fucking hell, you're the older firm now, man. I said, well, yeah, you're right, looking at you, like, it's like fucking Dad's army, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're the old guy now,
eh? Yeah, you're the old firm now, and yeah, I said, well, I know, it's like fucking hell, it's Dad's army, if you want to, like, have a walking stick, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, it's good, though. And like you said, Gavin, I think with football, lads, and it's always the same when, unfortunately, one of your own passes away. They always turn out in numbers, don't they, Gavin?
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time. There was a guy at Pompey that passed away recently, and they've done all sorts. You know, they've had huge banners made and flags, and, you know, yeah, it's good. They all look after each other, you know, and the main word is respect. You know, there's a lot of respect. And despite what the press put, that everyone's a knucklehead and God knows what else, they do, don't they? It's all actors and one.
Yeah,
they do. You know, knuckle draggers and everything like that. But when it push comes to shove, you know, they all turn out. And, yeah, like I said, massive respect is shown. So, yeah, it's not all bad, is it?
Right, I'll move on. I've got an interview coming up with an author called Steve Granger, who is he's wrote the book Red All Over MUFC, the Brummy Reds, and I suppose it's a little bit like the Cockney Reds. He's not from Manchester, but he's Man United. And in the book, there's one in one of the chapters, one of the maddest things happened to him is he got shot at in a German bar in Dusseldorf. So I'll come to you first, Anthony, putting you on the spot a little bit. Can you sort of remember the maddest thing that ever happened to you on a football day?
Off the top of my head. Fucking hell, no. I've never been fucking shot at anyway. Put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's mad, isn't it? I mean, it was a mad German guy that come in the bar, seen they were Man United fans, and started letting off rounds. It's fucking.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is, when we won the Premier League 2012, I can't mention any names here because I fucking landed myself into a load of trouble. But I did end up landing myself in a spot of bother with some fucking pretty big villains, you know, from Manchester. Went off a little bit in the pub. Ended up with my fucking head smashed in. It wasn't even over foot. It wasn't over football. It was over a fucking argument. But I mean, these are like really fucking big naughty fucking villains in Manchester. You know what I mean?
Got out your depth a bit.
Fucking, I'm always out my fucking depth, mate. I don't know when to keep my mouth. I don't know when to keep my mouth shut, mate. You know what I mean? But yeah, it got sorted out, and he's like, fucking hell, you know, we just won a league, and you fucking banning with fucking gangsters, mate. What's up with you? But yeah, suppose I never got shot at, but it was fucking close.
Very close. Okay, I'll come to you, Martin. Have you ever tackled the underworld?
Oh no! Well, the nearest it's ever gone here was with Dorman, but I wasn't there that night, and we'd fucked. I mean, well, when we was just forming the LTE, there's me and some under fives. There's about 15 of us. We used to try and get in this fucking club, and they'd see us walking up about 5 or 6 doormen, and they'd be shaking their heads, mate, why, mate, what? And I'd be walking up because we're coming in. He goes, no, you're not, because we fucking are. And then it'd just be like straight into him. Now, if we ever see each other in a cafe, we'll have a laugh because they were old school 80s bouncers. What was I fucking getting to? Yeah, but we'd go around just Lincoln, just causing fucking trouble, just pick up when we got all these RAF bases close, and they always used to come in Lincoln.
Yeah.
And we used to hate it because they'd be like in big gangs trying to chat all our birds up. And before the university came here, and in the 80s, there was always that same group of girls that every fucker went through. Everyone knew each other. It's a small place, Lincoln was. You all shagged each other. You know what I mean? So we hated these service blokes, like, and you'd see them then, right, fucking. And then when we barred from every club, we'd just be seeing them walk around, and we'd just attack them and kick the fucking shit out of them. But say Manchester, like that MUFC thing, one of Manchester United's top lads, right, was a Lincoln lad called, I'll say his name, I'm not bothered, Mark Organ, right? He was a boxer. We used to call him One Punch. I've mentioned his name in my interviews, like, he was our top lad. But he was one of Manchester United's top lads as well. And anyway, he invited about 30 of them to Lincoln for a night fucking out. Anyway, he got nicked at Leicester away. So they've all come, these fucking manx have, like, and we was in the bog doing something anyway, something illegal substance, like, but it wasn't the old Columbia, man, a little bit of speed, like. Anyway, fuck, I could hear this fucking man going, so I ain't fucking shit on here, innit? We've got, this pub was in, because we've got bigger fucking public toilets. I said, can you fucking hear him? I said, they're taking the fucking piss. Anyway, we've gone a few pubs down. Anyway, I was chatting this bird up, I said, meet me at the Stonebow at 11 o'clock. Anyway, there was all these manx and the Lincoln, like our LTE lot, in this pub called the Cheltenham, and this bloke was about to sit on a chair. My mate pulled it away. He goes, it's a Lincoln chair for a Lincoln arse. Anyway, it fucking went off big style. I stood there like a twat waiting for this bird. She didn't turn up, and I could see it going off down there. So I thought, what's going on down there? And I could see him all run out. Then I say, "Ah, lads," he goes, smack him. I hit this fucking lad. Anyway, it's gone off for about an hour. Cut a long story short, One Punch got out the cells. He'd heard about it. His mate said, "Oh, your lads turned on us." So he went round, filling us all in. Our own Lincoln lad, our top lad, which was one of Man Utd's top lads, went round. Yeah, it took him ages to get me. And when he did, like, he gave me, honestly, I thought, we're trying to avoid him. You don't call him One Punch now. He winded me, smacked me in the nose in a blink of a fucking eye. But I just, instead of like fucking, I just stood there gobbing off, going, you'll regret this fucking one day. You've turned on your own fucking lads. Yeah. You fucking wanker. For them fucking blah, 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 you know.
A very good Mancunian accent, Martin, anyway.
I'm not taking the piss. I've got Anthony there.
He's fucking better. It was better than mine.
Very good. Okay, Gavin, the same question to you, if you can remember anything.
Off the top of my head, it was Brentford away, and I think it was the late 80s, might have been early 90s. Anyway, me and my mate went on the Shant, And we went in, because back then that ground had the 4 pubs on each corner. We went in drinking, had no bother at all. And for some reason, I remember we cut through a supermarket and we came out of these sliding doors. We stood there talking. Next minute, this guy came from nowhere with a baseball bat. So we'd been in all these boozers, not had any trouble. We went in either Sainsbury's or something like that, and this geezer sprung from somewhere with a baseball bat.
Not expecting any
that was that was a weird one, I must admit.
Sainsbury's away, eh?
Basically, yeah. I don't know who he was, but it was bizarre. I can remember it, yeah. Bizarre one.
Away. Okay, lads, just before we finish up, I'll just go through some relevant scores. As we know, it was a 9-0 to Liverpool. Obviously, Man City had a good win, 4-2 against Palace.
Oh, can I just add something there? My mate's a big Man City fan. He always says, best team in the land and all the world. That's for you, Mick.
Well, there you go. That's for you, Mick. That's your shout out. Obviously, that a standout sort of score in League One. Wigan 1, Burnley 5. For you, Martin, Lincoln played Fleetwood Town and drew 2-2, and Pompey
2-2. We threw the game away. Should have put it to bed. Should have been 3-0. 2 sloppy goals.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Pompey 1-0 against Port Vale.
And don't forget Portchester 5-0 against Brockenhurst.
Oh, very good win.
Hickman an absolute worldie again.
And as I said earlier, Celtic also beat Dundee United 9-0.
Don't ever mention them. Edit that fucking bit.
Edit that. We're not fans of Celtic, but we have to mention everybody. Okay, gentlemen, it's been amusing. So we've had Martin's Mancunian accent. We've had Ant in his and there's not any love lost for Man United. That's talk from the terraces, and there'll be more videos next week.